Okay guys, welcome back for the next session now. It's about the wood, selection of the wood, which is very important. Actually most important than all the uh, other sections. So I'll just tell you why it is important. Because uh, if you know everything technical, that is okay. How to do stuff, everything is okay. But if you don't have a plan, like what you are looking for, especially when we are doing a project or a table of wood, so there are certain things that you have to keep in mind. First of all, you have to keep in mind what kind of a project you will be making, what style, what is your vision behind it, because this is something which cannot be thought. This comes through your experience and it's your own imagination. That needs your own intelligence to do for doing that stuff. There are some technical things that I'll tell you even before the selection of the wood and all, how to select the wood and all. This is a different thing, but even before that there are some things that you have to keep in mind. First of all, you need to know what kind of a project you will be making, what you are looking for. Then you have to see what shape you are looking for, the characters and all. You then after that it is the process of searching for wood, hunting for wood. So these are some things that you have to keep in mind. Secondly, there is a suggestion when you are this is not a by the book thing, it is not a rule book. There is a suggestion, because we have done so many tables now, like more than 100 tables we have done, so we have a certain understanding about like what looks better and all. So if you know this thing, this will also help you a lot. For example, the wood should be, whenever you do a project of resin or epoxy, just like we've done a lot of tables, as I have already mentioned, but you have to treat the resin, the epoxy, as just a enhancement. Your main focus should be on the wood. So you can, like my suggestion would be, the resin content should be less than 20%, or 20 to 30% is a good ratio. Like 20% of resin or 30% of resin, and the rest should be wood. According to my suggestion also, it will be more practical also, the cost will be also very good, and the product will also look good, because end of the day you are making a furniture, a piece of furniture, and the piece of furniture is classically it is made with wood only. So you have to focus more on wood rather than the resin or epoxy, because it is just a thing that enhances the beauty. It is just an add up thing, just like a varnish or something else, but main focus should be on the wood. This is a suggestion that we like mostly do. Now if you see here, this is 50% of wood and 50% of resin, but you have to look at because this is the demand of the project, this was the demand of a client. But if we do it, we take more of the wood stuff, and there are some enhancement of resin, that is also cost effective also, and it looks better also, very good. And then you have to do the finishing, and also the main beauty comes with finishing and all the other technical stuff, rather than the quantity of how much resin you are using. There are a lot of other detailing, because why certain ratios are better, because this end of the day, this resin thing, it is a plastic only, it is hardened plastic, and if you put more content of resin inside, and if your wood is less, and if you place in a certain way where more pressure or more weight falls on the resin part, and if there is no support inside at the bottom, which I'll be explaining to you in the later part, so it tends to bend also with environment, with heat, with weight and all. Your furniture may bend also, because there are a lot of other aspects to it. So that is the reason why just focus on your wood too much. But rather than that, this is all your imagination, however you want to do. But these are some technical things, or some things which came with our experience, and by the looks of it, the most like beautiful things, like this is a wood. If you can see, this is all wood, but there are like small holes here and small things, so the resin will come here, and that will look beautiful. Even you can see our projects also on our social media, on our websites also. We have focused more on the characters of the wood, and like a certain place is like enhanced with resin, because we are using this resin in a much creative and beautiful way rather than just randomly putting it anyway. Because if the end product doesn't look good, if you are technically okay, everything is okay, that is fine. But end product, if it is not beautiful, so everything is going to be a waste. So the more focus should be on your planning, on the planning of the project. There are a lot of options. You can just Google for ideas, for motivation. There is Pinterest, and there are a lot of other options now. You can just take your ideas from there and see how they are done. You can see how we also do. So that is the thing. You cannot just randomly get any wood which is like available and just randomly put and just randomly pour your resin. Yeah, technically right, everything is okay, they will be absolutely perfect, but end of the day, if it doesn't look good, if it is not that, if it doesn't have a story to it, it should have a story to it. Like there should be some character, there should be some flow. You have to make efforts and you have to really spend time in just planning your project. You have to talk. I call this thing talking to the wood, because the wood, the characters, they will show you how it should be placed, how it will look good. So you have to spend a lot of time in this part, and rather than all the technical parts. So this is just my suggestion to you before moving forward in the wood selection part. So okay, so now let's move to the wood selection part. So first of all, there are many kinds of woods that can be used, not a problem. I'll tell you, mostly what we deal with, what we use is hardwood. We have to always go for hardwood. There is hardwood, there is softwood, there is semi-hardwood and semi-softwood also. If you go to your mill, they'll tell you which is hardwood, which is softwood. So technically, for our project, we always use hardwood only, because there are a lot of reasons for that. One of the reason is in time we are doing this project with wood. So this resin, it hardens like anything, and as times goes on, it hardens and hardens and hardens. So if your wood quality, and if your wood is soft, so it will not complement the resin, because this resin tends to stay for like long time, even for centuries. It will not deteriorate. It will enhance. It will become more and more beautiful and more cured and more hard. So if the resin and this the wood is of inferior quality, so the wood will obviously be spoiled, and it will deteriorate with time. So I would just suggest you to use good wood, good quality wood, because wood is important, and you have to focus on wood also. Resin is everything is okay, but focus on wood also. So now what we use is we mostly use thick wood, which is available in Goa, mostly available, and this is the best wood available in Goa. In your area, there will be some other woods, like there will be shisham wood and a lot of like matti wood and acacia wood. These are all hardwoods. So this all comes in hardwood. So you have to just, when you go to the mill, when you're selecting a wood, you have to really select a wood which is expensive, which is good quality. Not like don't just buy any mango wood. Although it can be done in all the woods, there is not a question of it. But then you have to understand that you are making something really worthwhile. So don't go for wood which are cheap or which are soft. Just go for wood which are really quality wood and which are like really hard wood. It should be like really hard. It should complement the surface which will be coming up after the reaction, after the finishing up. So that mostly just write it down. Always you have to go for hardwood. And hardwood also, there are like what we deal with is teak wood, acacia wood. It is just like a teak wood only, and matti wood. Matti wood is a wood which is used to make these boats and all. This black color. It is a black color wood. So there are, and shisham wood. Shisham will be available in India or in the parts of. It will be available, and it is like really very expensive and good wood. And there are the other woods also which are not available easily available here, which you can see on some place. they will be available, but make sure that you go for good wood only, and mostly go for hardwood only, because it will be really enhance your project, and you will just save a lot of other things also, like it will not give birth to termites and all. It will not spoil in a long run, and also it will resist more moisture, and it will be much resistant to climate also. So that is the reason why hardwood. Secondly, what we are in a wood, what we are looking for is, when you select a wood, obviously you have to make sure it has characters into it. This is a small example, but these are called characters. Characters, like there should be something, some characters when you do. Don't make sure that it's not like a wood. Your wood should not be boring with no characters, no shade. Like there should be some characters to it. And when you are selecting a wood in the mill also, just don't go for a wood which is newly cut, or just don't go for a wood which is newly brought in. Just go for a wood that is aged. It should at least age for like at least 1 month. It should be old. It should not be like newly cut wood, because there is a problem which is called moisture inside it. Whenever you cut, because 80% of everything, as you know, is moisture. So there is obviously moisture in the wood also. So we have to avoid in our project, most of the thing, one of the thing that should be avoided the most is the moisture. Even when you are doing the pouring process and all, there is a lot of precaution that you have to take care to avoid moisture, like the environment moisture, all the moisture, because moisture will be playing a key role into our project. It will just it will create a lot of problems. So that is the reason, because this moisture at the end, it will create things called bubbles in your project. So as far as possible, we have to get rid of this. We have to stay away from moisture. So your wood, when you select, it should be hardwood. I gave you some examples of hardwood also. You just have to go and tell them we need hardwood and beautiful wood with character and with quality wood. And secondly, it should be free of moisture as far as possible. It will be not 100% without moisture. There will be some moisture, but make sure it is like properly dried and cured. Not just like just don't get anything which is freshly cut or just sitting there in rain. Even if it is sitting there in rain, the interior part which is aged, that is not affected. It will be affected on the top. So according to that, you have to just talk to your mill people and just tell them we need aged wood, and like with free of moisture. Secondly, then I have to tell you, there is a device, there is a tool which is called moisture meter that you have to get. Moisture meter is just like it is just like a gun which is used for this COVID testing. It's a digital kind of digital stuff which has this two rods to it, slide 2 rods to it, which is used for checking the moisture. When you have to get that tool and you have to just check the moisture. It is called moisture meter, which is available here, and the links will be given to you in the description and all the equipment. So one of the most important thing that you can get is the moisture meter. Whenever you find a wood, you just have to check the moisture, the moisture of the wood, and in all the places, and the moisture should be under 12. The reading, it is a digital thing. 12 is good enough. It should be under 12. The moisture should be under 12. Or if you don't want this moisture meter, it's a common sense thing. You just have to get a wood which is aged. You have to get the wood which is aged, cut it down from the mill and all, which I'll be explaining to you during how you have to cut and all. But then get it home and keep it in the sun or on your terrace for at least a week, so that the moisture, if it is there, it just evaporates. So this is the selection of the wood part. So now the next part is preparation of the wood.